Hello friends, and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, regular viewers will note that I have not been playing Satisfactory much lately. It's been probably about a month since I've touched any Satisfactory related content on here, and mostly I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. That's for two major reasons. Number one, they just announced Update 8, and that means pretty much everything that I'm used to playing with, all of the mods and whatnot, are about to break. So I haven't really felt like investing a lot of time in playing my base Satisfactory modded game that I've been playing a lot. The second reason is, for those of you who watched the previous episode know, this right in front of us here that we see, this is the mod that broke me. Satisfactory Plus. I tried y'all. I spent so much time with it, and after, what, 10 hours maybe of trying to play this mod pack, I just couldn't get it to work for me. I kept running out of power. I kept struggling with it. It broke me. It literally broke me, and I just did not want to play Satisfactory for a while. But some of y'all have been leaving enthusiastic comments on the previous video and giving me some ideas and tips that might make this more bearable. So I'm going to try some of those out and see if we can't get some automated power production, and if that goes well, maybe we'll continue to build out our base a little bit. So let's dive in. Ryan Jensen had commented on my previous video saying to go check out what Sticky Tack had done to deal with the fluid conditioners and the creation of biological water into our biomass and leaves using just standard off-the-shelf splitters. Now, I couldn't get that method to work. In theory, you're splitting equally. The left side is getting leaves, the center channel should be getting biomass, and the right channel should be getting more leaves. But for whatever reason, I'm getting completely irregular results, and there's no consistency to the items coming out of the belts for me. I'm not sure why that is, but I could not repeat what Sticky Tack had done. However, I was able to go ahead and unlock smart splitters. So to get the smart splitters that I need to automate our biomass production, I need to hike all the way over there to those waterfalls way beyond the grassy fields, where is the only Caterium node that is available in this area that I am aware of. So let's go walk over there and set up some miners. Now, the Caterium chain in this game is actually called Satmonium, which is basically just the same as the normal Caterium recipes, but it does make things a little different in that you still have to do the crushed Satmonium before you can make your ingots. But it was relatively straightforward. It did not require plastic or anything, and now I can make smart splitters. Now, smart splitters are the key here. So we're just going to plunk a couple of these down real quick and set them up. Now, using the smart splitters, we can separate out our leaves from our biomass. Now, we still don't have the next thing that we need for what Sticky Tack has done, meaning the compressed biomass, which turns it into a coal-like substance. But for now, we can get by with just turning this biomass into our solid biomass, and that'll work just fine. Now, we have two Biowater nodes, each producing 60 biological water per minute, and each of these fluid conditioners only uses 30. So right now we've got two of them set up, so we're using basically half of our available resources here. So I could actually duplicate this whole setup. Now that means each of them is producing 60 leaves per minute and 30 biomass for a total of 120 leaves per minute and 60 biomass per minute. So those 120 leaves per minute actually get turned into 60 biomass per minute. So that plus the other 60 biomass coming off the other side gives us a grand total of 120 biomass coming in, or 60 solid biofuel per minute. And you can see my smart splitter setup here is pretty straightforward. It is crossing over and clipping. I'm not going to worry about that, but my smart splitters are on each side. They're putting the biomass down the middle, And out the front of each of them, they're putting in the leaves. So that all connects up nicely. So 60 solid biofuel per minute is going into 2 burners currently, which only needs 7.5. Now, since we have 60, that means we can scale this up to 8 total burners. So we should probably go do that right now. So there is our upgraded power plant setup. Those 8 generators are giving us 1,200 megawatts of power, which is plenty for our extended base construction for right now. So to set up the next section here, we're going to want to create a new base. All of this old stuff we've created over here, we're going to want to tear up completely. To prep for that, I've set up 3 additional miners for the stereotype and 1 over here for the rubite, and then I'm going to merge all of the old ones back into this. So I've spent a lot of time building out everything for our basic part production in these various facilities. So let's take a really brief tour. Here is where our original hub still stands, but I've cleared out all of the machines that used to be hanging out by it. So this space is largely empty, although I have left the storage containers. Now, down this alley, I have all of my production facilities so far. On the right-hand side, we have our crushing factories. So these are where we're taking in our raw ingredients and crushing them down. So we've got stereotype here, sapphirite, and rubyite, and each of those is producing its secondary ingredients. So we're getting all of the ingredients that we need. Our copper, our iron, our tin, lead, zinc, all of these various things, and a whole bunch of crushed stone are all being produced, and they're coming out of the bottom of these buildings. So our raw ore goes in, and our refined various ingredients go back out and down this path. Then into each of these buildings, we are producing our various components. So for instance, this one is getting our crushed lead. The bottom floor is of course all smelters to turn the lead into ingots of lead. And then they go up these various floors to create our lead sheets, etc. So the taller buildings are doing multiple things. Generally, they're smelting on the bottom floor and then producing all of our various goods up the chain. So this tin factory here is making tin ingots on the bottom floor, and then each additional floor is creating our other needs. So tin rods, tin wire, tin plates, and tin sheets, which are getting stored underneath in these storage containers here. So you can see we've got our tin plates, and here we should have our tin rods, and then tin sheets and tin wire. Now, the more advanced ingredients, so wire and sheets in this case, are using our awesome sink storage, which means the extra bits are turned into points for the awesome shop. So this continues all the way down, and I also have a couple of stopover factories, little single assembler or single manufacturer shops where we're making other parts that we use regularly. So I've got a tiny, simple conveyor belt manufacturing process going right here. Over there, we've got reinforced plates, all the various things that we are going to need. So we've got 9 buildings in total. We have 1 for zinc behind this building that you can't see right now, lead, tin, 2 for iron, just because it was easier to split that for the plate-based things and the rod-based things. We make a lot of screws, so we need a lot of room for expansion there. Copper, our various concrete, stone, crushed stone, sand, etc., and also glass in that building, and then caterium is all the way down at the end. So this accounts for most of our needs. We also have a small number of assemblers you can kind of see down there tucked away, and all those are making is just smart plating based on our zinc production over there. Most of that's being manually fed right now. It's not automated into the rest of the system, like our various production facilities underneath that are the temporary ones here that I've created. So that accounts for all of our needs for basic parts. Now, we have a lot of secondary parts we're going to be building, and that's why we have all of this space left in the grassland. You can see we have a lot of room left to grow and explore, so this is where we're going to start building all of our other ingredients. Smart plates, reinforced plates, rotors, what have you, all of those are going to go in this area. And you can see we have a few more nodes that we can exploit as well for our growth. I also started running our platforms down to where the extra biowater is here. There are 3 more biowater nodes. And we also have some coal over here as well, which we're going to want as soon as we unlock our coal production. Now, let's talk about power. We have here our 8 generators that we built, and those are being powered by our biofuel production, which is happening all the way over here. Now, we still haven't unlocked the alternate biofuel recipe that turns it into basically like semi-coal, but at some point we have room to expand this out over here and do more of that. We have 2 biowater nodes coming in, which is enough to power actually another 8 of these generators. And I think I'm going to rebuild that platform so I can continue to grow this generator platform out in this direction. So just from this production facility here, we can do double this. Now, as I just said, we have 3 more biowater nodes, which means we can actually do an additional 3 sets on top of that 1 set of 8. So a total of 40 generators, which should be more than enough power for all of our tier 2 construction, but we are going to have to restructure this to be able to build all of that. So maybe we start building up, maybe we start building out more in that direction. I haven't really decided how I'm going to deal with that, but we do need to radically increase our power production if we're going to get a bunch of assemblers to do our secondary stage component pieces. So that's more to come, a lot more work we need to be done. I'm also worried I'm going to run out of water for this, although these are producing, the 3 here are producing way more than we need for this tiny setup, but that's for future expansion and to make sure that our pipes stay full. We also need a lot more water storage tanks up on this top tier, because right now when the power goes out, we run out of water way too quickly. So I really would love to have a large water storage tank or 2 up here up top. But that's where we're at for now. Now let's talk about the farms real quick. I tore out all of our farms that used to be under here and rebuilt a farming system over that side. But the problem here is that I was using farms for that biomatter, and the biomatter it produces is too small for the amount of power it consumes. We're never going to break even. One of those large farms is only giving me 2 biomatter per plot. So 8 biomatter in total per minute. That's not going to get us anywhere. That's just too slow, and it consumes a lot of electricity for such a small amount of biomatter. So we are abandoning the farming to get biomatter. I'm going to keep that thing built, but it's unpowered right now, just because I think in the future I might want to do something with the farming that we're getting, but I need way more electricity before we can even think about dealing with this and figuring out what we can actually get out of it. So this is all on hold right now. All right, last but not least, you guessed it, we built our space elevator and unlocked the smart plating so that we can start sending the ingredients. Now, this is Satisfactory Plus, so it's not just smart plating that we need for this first tier. Oh no, all of these other ingredients we also had to add. So I've already sent our modular frames, I have already sent our iron sheets, and I've already sent our screws. What remains to be sent is 500 lead sheets, 50 lead frames, and 100 smart plating, which I have already made by hand in most cases, except for the smart plating, which you have to automate. You cannot make by hand. So I'm going to load those up real quick and we will send it on its way. Okay, and there we go. Let's go ahead and unlock tier 3 and 4. Sealed and send. So, because we have been running our Fix It Awesome Sync constantly, we have a grand total of 124 coupons. I basically just let this thing run for about a week, just in the background while I was working this week, just had my laptop sitting on the ground, and that has resulted in a whole lot of tickets. So we got 127. So I think it's time for a little tiny shopping spree. Now, we do need some lighting, but we haven't unlocked anything for lighting yet. I really have been missing having signs, so signs are definitely coming with us. You know what, let's just jump to foundations and get into the good stuff. Definitely want all of the ramps, all of the half foundations. Yeah, we'll do double ramps while we're at it. Yeah, these are all coming home with us. From a wall standpoint, really would love to have some of this for architecture as well. Certainly do with some gates, but that is not a priority for us. We're going to add it just in case. And then architecture, of course, would love to see pillars of all sorts. We still haven't unlocked the steel ones yet. And road barriers are going to help us a lot with our construction. Now, I'm okay with the walkways we've got. I would love to get some stairs, but we don't need those yet. And we don't really need the railings. Where are we at? What does that put us at? 60. Woo, we can still buy a whole bunch more. Okay, well, customizer options. I'm going to add the asphalt, but I don't think we're going to actually be able to use it yet. I strongly suspect that this is going to require ingredients we don't have. We could also add some patterns so we can start decorating things. But again, we don't have things like lime dust and whatnot to be able to make concrete. Or the ingredients that I assume asphalt is going to need. So until we can figure out how all that stuff gets made, buying these is not going to be really a good use of our resources. That also means that the architecture part of this enterprise architecture episode is going to be lacking. We can't really do fancy looking designs without any alternative materials. Clean pipeline, well, yeah, that looks nice. Let's do that. And why not? Let's do all of our attachments while we're here. And those Mark II power outlets I really want, but we need to unlock Power Poles Mark II, which we haven't done yet. I think that's just about everything for now that we can unlock. Okay, so that's 73 tickets. That leaves us basically 50 tickets left as we start to unlock steel to get those few things that we're missing. So we're just going to go ahead and buy all of this stuff. This is a whole lot, and it'll start increasing our options for decoration just a little bit. Whoa, that feels good. So many new recipes. Look at all this stuff. Of course, we don't have quartz crystals yet, so I can't start labeling everything. I'm really want to start labeling things, but this is going to be a major upgrade for us. All of these pipe holes and wall holes so that we don't have to just use the normal wall conveyors. There's a bunch of stuff there. All right, and last, let's take a look at what we've unlocked here for tier 3 and 4. So, molten materials, this is looking good. So molten copper, bronze, flexible blast furnace. That's fascinating. Don't know anything about this, but it looks like we can start making other ingredients. Metal casting. I wonder if this is a shortcut for making some of the basic parts based on those molten materials. And of course, steel production. This is going to be a big thing for us. Ooh, air collector. Fascinating. So that gives us coal so we can make steel, but I think that also is going to get us on our way to doing coal power. Basher, certainly need a Xeno Basher. Advanced logistics, I am desperate for these Mark III conveyor belts. 270 resources per minute is going to fix a lot of our throughput problems. Hydroelectric power, there's not that many water nodes over on this side, but over by those waterfalls, we could certainly put in a whole row of these, and that would give us a decent amount of water power. I think each of those gives us 20, so that would help. Trucks, we're probably not going to use a lot of trucks because we don't really have a great way to fuel them at this point. And now on to tier 4. Okay, wonderful. Coal heater, so we will get our coal production unlocked. Advanced parts, heavy modular frame, motors, and encased industrial beams. Hypertubes, gotta have hypertubes. That's gonna be great for getting around. Industrial mining. Steel mining head. So I guess that increases our ability to mine some things. Some ores require a certain tier, so I don't know which ores those are that are going to require a higher tier, but we will get industrial storage containers. Solar power. Okay, if y'all know me, if you've been watching this series, you know I'm obsessed with refined storage and solar power. This is huge. But these solar panels, of course, are probably going to be needing quartz and silica to make. We haven't found a source of quartz yet. I know where a few are on the map, but I'm not eager for that adventure yet. But we could at least scan for cryolite, which I think is how we make quartz in this. So this is a big priority for us, in addition to some storage facilities. Hovering, gotta have the hover pack. That's gonna be extremely useful. And of course, upgraded pipelines we don't really need because we aren't producing this much water or anything else yet. So this is a lot of stuff to start unlocking. I think solar power storage is going to be our top priority. That means we need steel beams, so our tier 3 steel production is going to be the first thing on our list. But we are not going to be getting into tier 3 and 4 today. I gotta tell you friends, it has been a month and a half of building to put all of this stuff together. It took me forever. Again, Satisfactory Plus just has so many intermediate components and it just takes a really, really long time. And I'm still stymied, I gotta admit, because we don't have any way to do decoration and I am sick of these square boxes. Even with vanilla materials, we don't really have great ways of doing concrete walls and things like that would make these look anything better. And I could spend a bunch of time on it, but I'm gonna wait until we can figure out how limestone is produced so we can get concrete so that we can do all of these things. So for right now, I don't love how it's looking and I'm still frustrated. Now, to start on these tier 3 and 4 things, I think it's going to take a really, really long time because we need to build out all of our secondary and tertiary, etc. production facilities over here in this expanse that we have left. And that's going to take me a long time, folks. I don't know that I'm going to be doing this right away. This might be something that I pick at for a while in between sessions of my other series with Minecraft and whatnot, as I've been doing, trying to get this up and running. It just takes forever in Satisfactory Plus. And honestly, I don't think you all stick around just to watch me laying down basic square box factories that you all have already seen. But I wanted to show off what we've done and how far we've gotten. The main thing here to take away is this mod, it's great. It looks great, there's wonderful things in it, but as I mentioned in the previous episode, it is extremely frustrating and it takes forever to get anything done. Now, thanks to the comments from y'all, we have solved our power production problem for at least the foreseeable future, and with solar on the horizon, it's only going up. Like, that at least goes away as a major problem for us. But it's still going to take forever to lay out these factories, although I really do want to see how all of these molten ingredients work. So I think I am going to keep playing this, but we're not going to be doing regular updates of this content because it just takes so long to lay all of this out and get things done. And I can't get it done in a week, which is my regular release cadence right now. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is our regular update cadence in general with Satisfactory content. I know most people mainly watch this channel for the Satisfactory content and not so much for my Minecraft videos. That's totally fine, but right now it's just taking a long time between episodes to be able to put together content for Satisfactory Plus. And moreover, we've got Update 8 on the horizon, and I'm really reluctant to do a lot of building in my Update 7 world with 8 about to come and change how so many basic mechanics are going to be working. So I'm thinking about doing a new series of Satisfactory once Update 8 is released, and doing some seriously large mega factory builds with all the great enterprise architecture that you all have come to know and love. In the meantime, however, I'm not going to be doing a lot of building in Satisfactory in the normal modded version I've been playing because it just isn't worth the investment right now if everything's going to break in a month or whenever they end up releasing that additional content. So for right now, Satisfactory Plus is going to be the infrequent update series that we're going to be doing, and my Minecraft series right now where we're playing FTP Skies is going to be the focus of a lot of my energy and attention. That being said, I'm going to be focusing on more architecture style content in that FTP Skies playthrough. If you've watched the most recent episode, I do a lot with creating a main bus using the Create mod, which may be new to some of you. I don't think most people are building that way in Minecraft these days. They're usually doing hyper-compact tiny factories, and I like bigger and bolder and single-purpose factories, and that's going to be a little different from most other people who are playing that game. So you should check those out too. But if Minecraft content isn't really your thing, particularly the modded Minecraft content, I understand completely. So stick around and we'll be back to regular Satisfactory content right after Update 8 gets released, and of course our mods are updated to support Update 8, because again, I can't live without refined power. Y'all know how long I had to wait last time for Update 7 and Update 6 to get refined power up and working, particularly Update 6. There's a couple of weeks there. So as soon as we have all of our mods up and working in Update 8, we will be back to playing regularly updated Satisfactory content. So thanks again to the nearly 450 of you who have thought that my content's good enough to smash that subscribe button. I certainly appreciate it, and I'll continue making great content for y'all. Thanks again, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.